What's up? It's Tom. Thanks for being here. Let's get to the bad stuff first because there's some good stuff from the minor leagues I want to get to. And I had a good time watching the minor leagues. Did not have a very good time watching the Twins tonight. Let's start with the bad stuff and get to the worst stuff. So Mickey Gasper commits an error here in the bottom of the fourth inning that leads to Kansas City's first run. Griffin Jacks commits an error here in the bottom of the eighth inning that leads to their second run. And what do you know? The Twins only scored one. So that was the difference in the game. So not only did the Twins lose once again, in embarrassing fashion, but also Pablo López got hurt, apparently. It sounds like a hamstring injury. So, great. Yep. I don't really have anything else to go over or say about that game. Pablo López looked good until he got hurt. Struck out 6 in 4 2/3 innings. The only run he gave up was after that Gasper error, so it was unearned. Rough. Carlos Correa did have 2 doubles, but he also hit into a huge double play in the top of the 8th inning. So when the game was still tied 1-1, the Twins had runners on the corners. Correa got up and hit into a inning-ending double play. Byron Buxton struck out 4 times, 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Jose Miranda struck out 3 times, 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So those guys not seeing the ball well at all right now. Both of them very streaky hitters, and both of them on the very bad end of a streak. So Twins lose once again. I wrote the game recap at Twins Daily yesterday, and I'm gonna recycle a line I used there. Yes, the baseball season is a marathon. There's a long way to go, but you don't see that many marathon runners walk the first mile and a half. Awful. The Twins are, and then just to throw this Pablo López injury on top of that, obviously just happened this evening. Don't know a lot of details. I think Rocco Baldelli is probably doing his post game as I'm recording this, so maybe there'll be some info in there, but I don't even know if I have the heart to look back at it. So let's turn the page onto some good stuff, some fun stuff, a full slate of minor league games. We're starting with the St. Paul Saints. I even have my notebook, my big notes out here with Zebby Matthews. There's just so many things I want to make sure to touch on. Zebby Matthews pitching for the Saints. He topped out at 98.8 miles per hour. And when you have a guy with this good of command and he's getting at 98, I think Zebby's also starting to better understand how to set hitters up. So this is really exciting to see. Struck out 9. Oh, by the way, not just those building block things happening. He also had a tremendous start. 9 strikeouts in 5 innings, only walked 1 batter. With Zebby Matthews, it's like, whoa, we walked a guy. Hold on, what? Only 1. That's for most pitchers, but for Zebby, it's like, is he okay? 56 strikes on 80 pitches. That's a 70% strike percentage. This was how he gave up his runs tonight. Junior Severino, not a lot of experience in right field, misplays this ball. Here he is watching the replay, and then kicking the dirt and hanging his head a bit. He knows he messed up. That wasn't charged an error, however, but Zebby had a great outing. Brooks Lee's rehab moved up from Fort Myers to St. Paul, so he's rehabbing with the Saints. He got a single. He played second base. Looked good. Hands are looking great. It's his back injury. He was moving on really, really well on this play. Coming across to the shortstop side. That's a nice play by Brooks Lee again. So we should see him before too much longer on the Twins. Wichita, moving on over, Brian Dinkelman, former Twins great Brian Dinkelman, managing his first home game for Wichita, doing the lineup exchange there. Great to see. 2023 Baseball America Minor League Manager of the Year, Brian Dinkelman. Tanner Schobel here, he's off to a good start. He hits a home run early in this game. The Wind Surge won a tight one here. Big part of it thanks to this early home run from Tanner Schobel, a second-round pick from back in 2022, coming off a tough year. 639 OPS for Schobel. Darren Bowen also coming off a tough year, a 607 ERA for Cedar Rapids last year, making his Double-A debut. So, tough to say he really earned his way up to Double-A. So I was curious to see how this first start would go, and man, he was fire. He pitched really well. He was super competitive. He was really fired up. The only run he gave up was a solo homer in 5 innings, 3 hits, no walks, 5 strikeouts, almost 70% of his pitches for strikes, and again, fired up. Usually a very stoic guy, Darren Bowen, but he was excited tonight. That's really cool. Moving on down to Fort Myers, just looking at the new managers. There's Seth Feldman, who coached the DSL Twins for a couple years, the FCL Twins for 3 years. He's a Scotty. He's a lacrosse legend. But this was another Scotty, Dylan Questad. Big game out of him. Another guy who really struggled struggled last year, but tonight, 5 innings of one-hit ball, 1 walk, 8 strikeouts, topped out at 94 miles per hour. This guy's 20 years old, 5th-round pick from back in 2023, Dylan Questad. This is massive because last year he had a 10.48 ERA and walked 9.2 batters per 9. So more than a walk an inning. And tonight he goes 5 innings, gives up no runs, 1 hit, and only walks 1 guy. He fell behind a ton of guys. It seemed like he kept falling behind 2-0, and then he'd strike guys out. He was really battling. His slider was on. The fastball up was working for him. Really cool to see him get off to a good start after just a nightmare year. And such a young guy, again, only 20 years old. Dylan Questad, this is, again, a 5th-round pick. Here's Dameury Pena hitting a bases-loaded ground rule double to score a couple runs. Great, nice to see, just to see him. A lot of these guys in the Muscles haven't really got to see on broadcasts a lot because they've been playing, in the lower levels where we don't get to see a lot of video. Twins development. They have a Twitter account that they share a lot of highlights on, which is wonderful. So we do get to see some of those guys. But if you're into this kind of thing, the minor leagues going super deep on every level, looking at highlights, learning about these guys, I did put out a digital-only zines. This is available as a PDF, only $2 on my Ko-fi shop. I'll put a link down in the description. For those of you who've already checked it out, I really appreciate it. Anybody else, if you're watching this far into the video, I think you'll like the information in there. It's got every opening day roster across the 4 full season affiliates. It's got an article called like Twins System 101 where I talk about 101 different Twins minor leaguers, kind of grouping them into bundles, and I think it's a really easy way to help you think about these guys and get acquainted to the system. A bunch of other good stuff in there, so check that out if you're interested. But let's take a look at some of the numbers. Here are all the starting pitchers from this evening. Jose Olivares also made his high A debut for Cedar Rapids. Unfortunately, they had some kind of broadcast issue tonight. Couldn't really get anything up. That happens from time to time, unfortunately, and kind of a bummer that it happens on their home opener. All the minor leagues teams at home right now, so that's really exciting. So yeah, he pitched well, but we didn't get to share any highlights. But we did take a look at Zebby, Darren Bowen, and Dylan Questad, all impressed this evening. On the hitting side, didn't have as many highlights for you there. Wasn't as many big performances. Billy Amick, though, drove in all 3 runs for the Colonels in a win, and a 3-2 win. So huge. Again, didn't get highlights of that particular game, unfortunately, but I want to call that out. Billy Amick, it's kind of feeling like he's going to have a really, really fun year with Cedar Rapids, off to a really hot start. So Twins lose, Saints lose. Saints get shut out. Win Surge win, Colonels win, Muscles lose. Another thing I want to call out, the Saints, Baseball America released their top 10. I think they called it the most talented rosters across minor league baseball, and they ranked the Saints 4th. And I bet you if they went to 20, it was only a top 10, I bet you the Colonels were considered, and I bet you if they went to 20, the Colonels would have made that list. But yeah, Saints, 4th most talented minor league roster across baseball right now. So that was pretty cool to see from Baseball America. Thanks so much for checking this one out. I really appreciate you. We'll talk again soon.